All right, here we go. Welcome back to Golf Subpar. Colt, Knost, and Drew Stoltz. And boy, did we have an eventful week. But before we get going, Sleaze, greatest tequila in all the land is back, Soro. And hey, Subpar golfers, today we've got something extra special to talk about. A tequila that's as smooth as a perfect swing on the course. Get ready to dive into the world of Soro tequila. Crafted by none other than 5 NBA team owners turned tequila enthusiasts. Sleaze, just like us, they're going to be at the American Century Championship. They're going to have an activation on the 17th hole near the lake, where they'll be offering an assortment of cocktails and games for fans looking to get in on the action. Make sure to stop by hole 17 to try their delicious tequila in their Soro Club and Paloma cocktails. We'll certainly be enjoying a Soro cocktail or two, and it's my birthday this week, Sleaze, so guess what I'm going to be drinking all week here in New York City?
What is Soro?
Correct. And if you want to have something for the golf course, maybe by the pool, out on the lake, they got the 375 milliliter bottles. They are perfect. Fit right in the cup holder there of your golf cart. Soro 375 milliliter bottle. It's perfect for gifting and other consumers. The same beautiful design and more convenient size bottle. You want to give a gift? Of course you do, because we're givers here at Subpar. So fellow golf lovers, we all know that one person who seems to have everything in their golf arsenal. So when you're looking for that unique gift, Soro Tequila's newest 375 milliliter bottle is the game changer. It's a unique, high-quality tequila that stands out from the crowd, making it the perfect gift for the golfer who seemingly has it all. The 375 milliliter bottles are available for purchase online at Soro.com and in retail stores. All right, let's get this thing going, Sleaze.
Boom.
The Travelers Championship, my goodness gracious. One thing was not a surprise. Scotty Scheffler wins again. The guy is unstoppable, but wasn't without a little drama, and it had nothing to do with the golf. Had some protesters run in there on the 18th green before the boys were getting ready to putt.
Yeah, that was what a disaster of a moment. These people, these protest people, they're everywhere. They're at sporting events. There's people gluing themselves to the floor of NBA games. They're throwing paint on paintings over at, famous museums and shit like that. I can't despise a group of people more than I despise these people. And also what they're doing is like, no one sees that and is like, you know what? I'm going to back their cause. I like these people. They're just blowing up this sporting event right in the biggest moment that I paid a bunch of money to go see. I cannot stand these people, Colt. We need to throw the book at these people. By the way, one cop got in a nice lick on homeboy who was moving slower than, it was like he forgot he was on the green, and he just got blindsided by this cop. So shout out to that cop. They got him pretty quick, I felt like.
Yeah, so I was in our trailer, actually. I had Patrick Cantlay's group. He finished 4 or 5 groups ahead, so I was sitting in the trailer waiting to see if I got a chance to leave and go to New York City a little early. Well, once they hit it on the green there on 18, I got in the cart with Parker, started working our way there, and all of a sudden, I have this broadcast on my headset, and I hear, oh my goodness gracious, and I thought Scotty Scheffler lipped out his putt. Nope, it was some people running onto the green. I'm coming the back way into the 18th green, and here they come, all 6 of them getting let out in handcuffs, and I'm just looking at them like, you losers. Was that really worth it? And by the way, I'm with you. Something needs to happen. This does not need to be a slap on the wrist and you just get bailed out tonight. Something needs to happen to these people. That is just, they can't happen anymore.
Yeah, it's been over and over. And I love that. I like that all the broadcasts now don't show the person, because that's the reason they do it, right? Having at the Super Bowl, it's just going to happen at places, but they get no love. But I saw some videos make it around Twitter, from people that had their phones out. And I was like, this collection of nitwits that was on this screen, I was like, you could pick them out of a lineup. Yep, that's one right there. Ben On, by the way, who I did not think I'd be shouting out for a funny tweet, had a great tweet. He said, man, all these cops on the green, Scotty's got to be freaking out. I was like, from Ben On, that's a nice tweet, dude. Respect. Yeah. I was looking for you to get in the mix too, dude. I kept my eyes peeled. I was like, maybe they're not showing it, but Colt might be getting some blows in right now.
Well, Sleaze, I'm a lover, not a fighter, but I can tell you this. If I would have been with that last group, I might have had to tackle one of them people running out there on the green. That's just ridiculous. Cannot happen, especially you don't know what's going on as a player like Scotty Scheffler, Akshay, Bhatia, and Tom Kim. They don't know what the hell's going on. They don't know they're protesters. They might think they're running at them. They had those smoke bombs or whatever they were, got red all over the green. Tom Kim actually had to move his coin over a little bit because of it. Just no place for it, man. But I don't want to give them any more attention because they don't deserve it. I just hope they get punished for this. But let's tip our cap to Scotty Scheffler and Tom Kim because they put on a hell of a show out there. I didn't even feel like Scotty Scheffler actually even really played that good this week, and he shot 22 under, ended up winning in a playoff.
I feel like this for like one of the few times this year, like we weren't talking about him like leading up to the entire week too. Maybe because he finally didn't win a golf tournament at the U.S. Open and actually looked like a human being, really, for the first time in a long time. And if you would have told me Scotty was going to win this week, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But also, if I'm being honest, like this wouldn't have been the week that I would have expected a great Scotty performance. I think he's kind of geared towards major championships right now. I feel like the U.S. Open was probably a little disappointing for him. He could be running on gas or running on fumes just because he's been, playing so much lately and playing good golf, playing hard golf. They wouldn't have been one that I would have had him pegged for, but he's just that much better. And by the way, back to your point, shout out to Tom Kim. Like Scotty had that putt. That's probably a putt, it looked good. He damn near made it, but like you're not expecting really to make that. Tom Kim had to sit there over, was one of the most nerve-wracking putts he's probably hit in his career for forever, move his line, go through the whole shit, and then he made it right in the middle. Props to him on that.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen him make big putts in the past. President's Cup comes to mind. Every tournament he's won has been 20 under or better, so no surprise to see him play well there on a golf course, more the third shortest course on the PGA Tour, but he stacks up, man. I know he wishes he probably had that lob wedge back in the playoff. I was with him there, and it had to be a big lob wedge. There was a lot of help when Scotty hit, and I mean, I said it, the wind completely died down right before he got over there and hit it. I don't think he caught all of it. It sounded a little funny, but then to have it plug really sucked and kind of just gifted it to Scotty there. But it was an exciting tournament. The Travelers always delivers, man. I love that event so much, other than the Hartford Heckler, which I still have not seen or been confronted by.
It's Hartford, dude. They just got some very, very vocal, very active fans up there. And this is like kind of armchair quarterback after the fact stuff, but like kind of a shitty break for Tom Kim because he had 111 yards on that second shot after they moved the flag, which was, I was like, dude, that's a monster lob wedge. I don't care how much wind there is. Like, I think it's up there spinning. That's a big, big lob wedge. If it had been another location, he probably would have had maybe 5 more yards. I don't know what it was. Probably was just an easy sand wedge, which would have been like a perfect club for him. I was shocked that he left it short. I thought if anything, make Scotty make the putt. You hit it past the hole if you're a little bit in between, but easy to play armchair quarterback. But it could have been a shitty situation where he got in between clubs, and with the original pin, it would have been a nice little smooth sandwich for him, just like he hit in regulation. Yeah,
he would have had 118 to the original pin, which wouldn't have been lob wedge. I did think he had to step on it, but he had 105 front. They were playing for like 10 to 12 of help, so I did think at first he could get it there, but then it just came out. He didn't catch it because it definitely didn't get up in the air the way it did. Fell out of the air rather quickly and ended up plugging there. But tough break. But man, he's starting to play well. This was his 8th week in a row. He's playing this week in Detroit at the Rocket Mortgage for 9 in a row. Oh, to be young again. I mean, just turned 22 a few days ago. So good to see Tom Kim back and playing well, though.
And you and I were out there this week, Colt, for radio on Wednesday and talked with a bunch of the guys, did interviews with some. My takeaway from all those conversations was basically everyone seems tired. And it's I think it's look at who's it, like Akshay, Tom Kim. They're there at the end, right? 2 of the younger dudes on the PGA Tour. Like the guys that we talked to, some of the vets and things like that, I was like, these guys just sound worn out right now. They've had a huge stretch of golf with very little off time in the last month, 2 months plus.
Yeah, well, Scotty Scheffler is about to take 3 weeks off. So the boys at Royal Oaks, good luck. You're all about to be broke. With him spending 3 straight weeks at home, y'all might want to plan a family vacation because Scotty Scheffler is coming home and he's about ready to slap y'all around before he heads over to Royal Troon for the Open Championship. The Slays ended up actually finally getting my clubs over at the Good Midwest Open with Paige Sporanic. We ended up losing by 3. It was heartbreaking, but a lot of fun. They put on an incredible event, but never again will I not ship my clubs with ship sticks. I'm done giving them to the airlines.
And you're up in New York this week playing a little golf too. That's a nice little place to get in and out of. A little shipperoo. We'll get to your rounds in here in just a minute. I'm actually playing a little golf myself this week, Colt. Heading out to LACC for the George Thomas Invitational, little mid-am event out there, which I don't play a whole lot of. Mine will be airborne via ship sticks both ways. Got to have the boys happy when they show up in LA. So there's no other way to travel. If you're going on a golf trip, it's summertime. A lot of you guys are. Use code SUBPAR when you go to shipsticks.com. You get 20% off your ship, or shipsticks.com/subpar, 20% off your next shipment. I've had some people reach out to me, message me like, hey, just used it for the first time. Everything was awesome, all that type of stuff. So if you haven't used it, definitely check it out. It's the only way to travel with your clubs.
The only way. Once we finish playing golf, I got Shinnecock on Monday. I got Ferry Point on Tuesday. They will be in the travel bag, getting sent back to Scottsdale. Nice, safe, and sound, courtesy of Shipsticks. Sleeves, we take care of our clubs. We also take care of our balls. And golf is all about how you handle your balls. Sometimes they go where you want, and sometimes they don't. But thanks to the original pouch underwear from Saxx, you can keep your balls on par with the patented ballpark pouch. Plus, with active cooling technology, it was hotter than hell in Hartford. This came in very handy. They have quick-dry fabrics and chafe-free stitching. Saxx will make you feel like a pro all the way through the back nine. Enjoy 15% off game-changing underwear at Saxx.com with code SUBPAR. That's SAXX.com, promo code SUBPAR. And we got a couple Saxx models on the show this week. Sleaze, tell them about them.
Oh, boy. I would say two of the more in shape, maybe the only guys that are in the runnings if they ever do a shirtless campaign over there at Saxx. We got Joel Stock and John Limanti, caddy for Will Zalatoris and Akshay Bhatia. A lot of the people that reach out, Colt, say we love the caddy episodes, and these are two of the best in the game right here. We just had John Ellis, who's spectacular, but I love getting with these guys. It's just it's kind of like a breath of fresh air.
All I'm saying is they sat with us on Wednesday. Thursday, they went out there, caddied their asses off. Both of their players shot 64 in the opening round. It's the Subpar effect. Let's get to it. Here's Joel Stock and John Limanti on Subpar.
All right, what a pleasure we have here at the Saxx location at the Travelers Championship. Two of the best ball handlers in the biz. The brains of the operation for Akshay Bhatia and Will Zalatoris. We got John Limanti and Joel Stock in the house. Boys,
yeah,
welcome.
What's up? Thanks for having us.
And underwear models, obviously. That goes without saying.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, what your players combined waist size? Waist size. What do you think?
28 and 30.
It's a course record.
Who's 30?
Well, is Will 30?
Yeah, 30, 31.
Okay.
That's a course record.
Yeah.
He wears them loose then.
Yeah. 28, 31.
Yeah.
Yeah.
59, the magic number. It's incredible.
I was thinking about it too, and in that same vein, I think total pounds of protein bars carried for the entire year, y'all have the lightest load.
Actually, we've been pounding.
Really?
The protein bars.
Same.
He's trying to gain weight right now. So
how's that
and he's
going?
Maintaining actually. So he's pretty happy.
Tell
with
him to
it.
come hang out with me for a week. I'll help him
And
out.
give him a few years too. Is he like legit trying to?
Yeah, I mean
beef up?
he's drinking a carb electrolyte drink every day and protein shakes. His trainer will bring out on the range right before you go. Here's another protein shake. He's like, oh, not another one. But
Really?
But
He's like choking him down.
Yeah, he is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And Willie, I've been talking. He seems like he's beefed up. I told him I was like, don't go getting normal size. You know what I mean? The skinny dudes need some representation out here on tour.
He's just fine. I mean, he's pretty strong lower body. He's just
His legs are
tall and skinny.
Legit.
But man, he's pounding about 5 IQ bars a day on the course, so he's getting the calories in.
shit. We may have been wrong on that.
Back at Riviera, I threw out there. I said, Will Zalatoris is the only guy out here that looks like his putter, and I didn't think he heard that. But then at the Memorial the other day, he goes, by the way, he brought it up. I was like, oh shit.
Well, now you got another one too.
He took it well.
Now that Akshay's
Dude, he's got a great
brooming.
sense of humor. He's hilarious.
Dude, Willie's the
You got
man.
both of them.
By the way, you've worked with some great players, but like, where does Will Zalatoris' ball striking rank?
Best I've ever seen.
Yeah?
Honestly. Yeah. I mean, when it's on, it's fun to sit back and watch.
Makes it pretty easy. Like at 170, and he's probably gonna hit that far.
Yep. Pretty
And
much.
The putter looks miles better. I don't know what the stats say. I don't really care. I always thought it was good enough before. Like he put himself in contention enough times at big ass tournaments with that. But
Yeah.
it looks just more comfortable now.
He loves it. It's been great, every aspect, and it just gets better, the more he uses it over time.
Yeah, if he makes any putts, it's tough for the rest of the field. He hits it so good. But you recently teamed up with Akshay Bhatia. You've been Adam Scott, Keith Mitchell, now Akshay. How did this all come about?
Well, his previous caddy went to the other side.
That's right.
And so kind of opened up. Actually, I was just going to fill in for the week, and it just kind of organically kind of came together. So I was excited to get the call and try it out, and we're going strong. So
Yeah, he's playing well.
Yeah, he's been playing really good.
He
So-
seems like
He's
Yeah.
a kid. You forget that, like, because
I
he's
do
been a pro
sometimes.
for a while, right? Just how young he is,
Yes.
but he feels like everything's kind of like clicking. He's just there more and more and more.
Yeah, I mean, for 22, I wish I had that head on my shoulders at 22. I mean, I think we all do. But
Crazy.
I mean, that's college.
It's impressive. I've been very impressed.
It's crazy to hear he's 22 because we've been talking about him for so long.
Right.
But I mean, he's starting to get comfortable. It looks like playing some good golf. I mean, he's been putting himself up there in major championships. It's impressive, and I mean, they're honestly y'all's players are very similar. Both great ball strikers, and they kind of go as the putter goes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And By the way, we got to go back to when you caddied for Adam Scott. Did Adam get a little jealous that maybe he wasn't the best looking guy on the team?
That's a good question.
Did it bother him at all?
dude.
I don't think so. I mean, he's a stud.
I mean, you're an
That's
underwear
the same
model.
thing with dude Scarborough now with Ludwig. I was like, tough break, buddy. You're number 2 now.
I think Scav is very jealous of Mr. Limanti, by the way.
He 100%.
He does not like it when we poll people and say who's the best looking caddy out there, and John's name comes up. Joe gets a little offended.
Well, it's amazing how many people actually come up to me thinking I'm him sometimes. I'm like, oh.
That's an insult.
We will not tell him. We will
No,
not.
I mean, they do. They're like, oh, hey, Joe. And I'm like, actually, you meant John? And they're like, no, Joe. And I'm like, well, okay, never mind.
Here, I got a question for you.
One name that doesn't come up with best looking caddies, John
best
Ellis.
looking
who's
and
now our
most
bartender.
talented.
Johnny Marlin.
Nice work,
John
Johnny
Ellis,
Marlin.
God bless you with
Fellow,
a little
fellow
air
Saxx
job.
model.
A little
yeah.
tranny air. By the way, you guys can confirm this. We had Ellis on. We were lucky enough to have Jelly on a couple weeks ago. No less than, Jelly, correct me if I'm wrong, 17 times he referenced this photo shoot you guys have. That, in fact, was a cold morning. Can you confirm that?
So cold.
He said it was cold 17 times.
It was like 45 degrees and blowing 20 at 6 in the morning.
So objects in picture are larger than they appear. Fair to say.
Fair to say.
All right. Fair enough. I just want to confirm that.
All right, give me a little idea. Like, so Saxx reaches out. Okay, we got this idea. We want y'all to model some of our underwear. What was the first thoughts, Joel?
Where's the boundary line? I'm 50 years old and I got 2 kids, so I'm like,
You're in elite shape.
Thank you. It sounds fun, but I'm like, okay, how much are we going to push the envelope here? But I thought they did an incredible job. Both shoots that we've done with them, it's classy, it's funny, and that's kind of the whole goal, is to laugh and have a good time and kind of show people who we are, and then show everybody how great Saxx and all their products are.
And John, I mean, you're not scared to take your shirt off, show a little skin.
Pop
you had
the
to be
towel.
rather, you had to be rather comfortable.
You want to do it right now?
No, sir. I have a deal with the wife, and
Okay.
that's not happening. But no, it all happened. I saw Gino at a tournament. He's like, Johnny, he goes, we're going to be underwear models. I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, and so he kind of gave me the inside scoop with everything, and here we are. Like, I mean, it's been amazing.
It's been fun.
So
It's a different time. Like, you rewind 10 years ago, there were no caddies with, like, deals. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
exposure and things like that y'all have. What's been the reaction from the players when this first got announced? Because it kind of made some waves. Like, oh, my God, look at all these guys. And it's some of the most well-liked caddies, by the way, on the PGA Tour.
yeah,
I mean, what do the players think?
well, the caddies are like, how do I get involved?
Of course. Of course.
And we're like, well,
They see
We're
we're,
the ball
having,
master.
they see we're having a good
It's a weight
time, and I
room.
think our
yeah,
players laugh.
exactly.
I think it's funny.
Exactly.
We need Shannon Wallace to get on the Saxx team.
Well, yes.
We got Fleeter. Fleeter's the
Well,
man.
that's exactly
Yeah,
what I
exactly.
said.
You're
It's
gonna
like,
go.
we
I
got-
couldn't say it.
You can
We
say
got a
anything on
big
this
guy.
show. Nobody's listening
We
anyway.
got our
Okay,
big
yes,
guy.
that's great.
Yeah, 100%.
We call him the Big Saxy.
Big Saxy.
Ooh,
I like
that's
it.
good.
Oh. Big cat,
That's
big
good.
Saxy.
Yeah.
We asked this to Ellis when he was on too, since we're getting into the shoot stuff. Who do you think's the most natural in front of the camera? Who is built for being the underwear model life?
Gino.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
as far as doing all
It's
the speaking
unanimous.
part, I mean, we
Damn.
just default to Gino for most of the speaking parts. He loves it, eats it up, and he's really good at it.
What was the word John Ellis struggled with during the
Oh yeah.
during the shoot?
I know it. You remember it? Testicular. He could not. Apparently, 32 takes, and then they finally.
They just roll.
I think they just ripped the balls after
We
that.
love you. Thank you for
Bye,
the
Jelly. We love you.
Thank you for the drink, by the way. You're a
beautiful.
beauty. They're a beauty. Yeah, apparently testicular took 72 takes, and then finally they just changed it. Like,
Yeah.
now just say balls. It's too much. Too many syllables.
Well, it's
And
funny
it's not in the
because
yardage book.
It was cold that morning.
Yeah, it was cold.
Yeah,
He
good
was,
point.
He's freezing.
Good
well,
point.
John, as he was the fifth ball master, one of the photographers, he said, how am I gonna, can I call you guys a nickname or something? And if you see what he's wearing, I said, oh, that's Johnny Marlin.
Yeah, Johnny Marlin.
And so it kind of stuck.
That's a good name.
And so it all kind of happened right there on set.
I'm gonna have to bring that to CBS next time Wyndham gets
Yeah,
the petition.
Johnny
Yeah,
Marlin checking
on
the
back.
win. You don't know? You should
Yeah,
know.
let's check out that Saxx underwear model.
Yeah.
So y'all are underwear models now, like we're talking. Things have changed in the caddy world. Now, like outside of the bigger purses that you're playing for on the PGA Tour, you guys have been out here for a while. What's the number one thing or the way that it's improved, life on tour has improved for caddies since you started till now?
I mean, definitely. Well, caddy hospitality. We used to have the caddy wagon, and we had to kind of, go find it, and go in there and order some food and kind of wait. Now, I mean, they're taking great care of us inside in the air conditioning. I mean, our setup this week is phenomenal. I mean, full hot bar. I mean, so we're getting fed really well, and they're definitely spoiling us from a caddy hospitality.
And we have the Caddy Association, the Association of Professional Tour Caddies. Scott Sagenak, who's our president, has been for a few years, does an incredible job. I mean, we have emails going out every week lining up different hotel options, and it's a different world from when I started.
I kind of miss the caddy wagon.
We all do.
It's really
Caddy
good.
Caddy
It's like a
dining is the
diner on
best.
wheels.
It was great.
Caddy dining's. Colt and I are both by. It's just 4 caddies chopping
That's
it up
true.
here today. Colt's got 1 loop.
Never missed a
experience.
cut.
Never missed
I've
a
only
cut.
missed 1 cut. That was Wyndham's fault, but we made the cut before, and now it's all me, basically. So we get it, dude. We're just caddies, chopping it
By the
up.
way,
But the
I
caddy
mean,
dining's the best spot in the place. You get the real scoop.
I'm very open about it. I used to be rather hard on caddies, and the one time I caddy, I just got put through hell at Phoenix this year, where the weather was horrendous. 33 holes on Friday, and the dude hit it all over the map. I was like, this is payback. This is karma.
Did you gain a different respect for us in any way?
No, I'm kidding.
I
Yes,
think
of
so.
course. Dude, it was. Well, first off, Taylor is an asshole. Okay, I went through the bag on Wednesday. He had a gallon Ziploc bag that had to have 60 gloves in it. He had 50 electrolyte pouches, like 22 golf balls. I'm like, dude, what are we doing here? He's like, well, I don't want to get rid of my stuff. I was like, you get them for free. We can get more. And by the way, we only need to carry about 3 gloves. We'll be fine.
Put them in your locker.
He is special.
I saw
But
you
yes,
lugging
I
it
did
around.
gain a lot of respect because it is exhausting, especially where he hit it some places. I'd be like, hey, man, you got to give me a second. But believe it or not, there's no sprinkler heads.
Yeah, I got to go
up
find
there.
one.
The man hit it out of bounds on 15 at TPC Scottsdale.
Where's the out of bounds?
Yeah,
That's,
that
the,
road
that's
up
the
there?
question. That's the right
Okay.
question. That's the
Yeah.
one.
He goes, what's over there? I said, Mesa.
Good answer,
the
Colt.
FBO, dog. That's where Jordan and John and all them fly out of.
Might have a PJ over there.
Oh, my God, it was
you just hit a
unbelievable.
G5.
And then the next day I texted him, I'm like, hey, I'm driving down the 101. I just saw a TaylorMade 2 bouncing down the highway.
It's got your mark.
Bo and Big Wave, they were like, dude, some of this stuff you say to him, I'm like, this isn't my full-time job. I'm allowed to have fun with it. It was
He
great.
hasn't asked them back for next year, guys. Believe it or not.
Yeah,
But you may talk to your
he's
boys.
kind of cheap. I don't really
a little
want
bit
to pay for it.
different. Question, because since both he and I have looped, I got done with the week. I was like, I'm fucking beat up. Like my body hurts, especially the staffer. Those things are obnoxious, by the way. But whatever. What's like the most? What do you guys got to do on off weeks to like legit take care of yourself? Like you walk as many miles as you guys do a year. Like something's got to break down.
Yeah, I mean, you constantly have to, stretch and do, band work. I feel like for me, it's like, just making sure my hips are like in a good position because, I mean, obviously carrying the bag and then just working on like your posture because everything pulls you forward as you're trying to go up the hill so you're just, you consciously think about like posture. But I mean, I'm a guy, I love massage. So when I'm home, I mean, I get 1 or 2 massages a week.
Colt likes
I have
massages
to.
too.
Yeah.
I like that, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love massage.
Colt's a big fan.
I am.
He's got a certain, certain
I do
specific
enjoy
type
them.
that he loves.
But yeah, I don't know if you know this. These two both spend rather a lot of time in the gym. So they
Just a
keep
little.
it.
Yeah, that's where
These are the
that's
show
where we're heading after
ponies of the
this.
Saxx.
Going to the gym
line.
after this?
Yes.
Oh
I just
my
went. Yeah.
God.
got
I will
done.
say
You
the
wanna go?
33 hole. No, I've been up since 3:15 this morning. I'm exhausted. But I will say the 33 holes, walking in the soft ground and everything.
Nasty.
Fleener was staying at my house, fellow underwear model, and we both got on the couch in my house. And I've never been so tired in my life.
Yeah.
Body hurt. I was like, I'll order food, but you have to go to the door and get it. That was her deal. I'll pay for it, but I'm not getting up. I couldn't. It was
Those days don't happen a lot, but when they do, especially in wet conditions, man, with that soft ground, it just kicks your butt.
I'm like, of all weeks, really 33 holes?
Yeah, that's brutal.
It sucked. So
It was
shout
a
out to
grind.
y'all.
It was
No, I
tough
know.
just sitting out there and drinking all day during that day. I couldn't imagine walking around that bitch. It was tough. All right, here's a real question for you, philosophical question for both of you. I want you to finish this sentence. The thing that separates a good caddy from a great caddy is blank. John.
You caddy like you're not afraid to lose your job.
Meaning,
You're going to tell them exactly how you're feeling and never just kind of agree because they could try and talk you into something. So you have to really stand your ground and caddy like you're not afraid to lose your, like you might say something that they might kind of make them upset but it's the right information. So sometimes you just have to kind of just be very straightforward because sometimes the player they're like, well, what do you think of this? And you're like, no, we got to do this. And so I feel like just being very honest with yourself and in the situation, you got to.
Joel, and just
Don't
to say,
be a yes man.
does that take
exactly.
time to develop that like credibility? Otherwise,
Yeah.
your player will be like,
Yes,
I
it
was
does.
always a dude that had the dudes that showed up in the parking lot because I Mondayed into something. I was like, I don't, whatever he says, like, you don't know my game.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
got to take some time to
Yeah, it
develop
does.
that credibility.
It does.
Don't talk about Sambo like that.
Sample was trash. He couldn't even get me through Q school,
Love that
dude.
guy.
Imagine not getting me through finals. What a bum ass. I'm so talented. He ruined me. No. What would you say, though,
I
Joel?
would say be prepared. You know, just know the golf course. I don't care how many times you've been there. Walk it. See what kind of shape it's in. See if there's anything new. And then, like Johnny's saying, I always just said, tell the truth.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be right every time, but, you know, you want me to do the best job I can do. I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't mean I'm right, but I'm going to tell the truth.
I remember you speaking about being prepared. Like last year at Phoenix, I was out doing the TV and I was just looking at the golf course, and there's Bones, who is caddy TPC Scottsdale, probably 500 times,
Yeah.
and he's out there walking the course on Monday or Tuesday, like just looking at notes. I was like, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy knows every inch of this place,
Yeah.
for sure. But he's still out there doing.
But
his
it's
work.
amazing, but what even one loop, when you've been there a bunch, it just refreshes you from
Yeah.
all the years you've been there, and you just remember little spots and little places you can get up and down, you can't, and to different pins.
Who was a guy for both of you when you first got into caddying? Like, who was someone whose brain you picked a little bit? One of the veteran guys.
My first kind of mentor was Paul Tesori.
Yeah.
When I started with Crane back in late 09, early 2010, and I just asked questions, and you know, Paul was gracious to help me out and kind of help with some of the processes that I still use 16 years later. So
Yeah, Ted Scott, Paulie as well, but Ted Scott, he definitely helped. You could ask him anything. You still can. You know, you can go and, I mean, what a guy.
Is he going to be okay after that, like 50th place finish last week?
I tried to buy him lunch today. And he,
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
People are
what
talking-
a run
yeah,
this
I know,
guy's
I
on
know,
right
it's
now.
unbelievable.
People are talking
Talk about
yeah,
a heater.
it's unreal.
And seriously though, like a perfect match too.
Yes.
those two together. I mean, they're just. Ted is just so great for him. Keeps Scotty so calm. I mean, obviously Scotty's a stud, but they just seem like a perfect match.
they are.
Right.
I agree.
I feel like caddies are kind of like the football equivalent of like the O-line. They're massively important, but they get no credit, and basically their whole job is like stay out of the media, don't say anything, like be unnoticed. We've had a few
Don't
on the
do
show, and like
podcasts.
that's their whole thing, right? But nowadays, I feel like more players. I think Jordan maybe be the one that kind of put it in the forefront, and with Greller, I think Wyndham does a great job of it with John as well. But when your player acknowledges something, maybe he's getting interviewed, it's like, man, my guy said this, or my guy pulled this club, and I want to hit this one. Like, what does that mean to you as a caddy when you get brought up by your player for like actually kind of facilitating?
I mean, it goes a really long way. I mean, it builds confidence. It helps build the rapport. And it just, you know, when you get in that situation, it just makes it that much easier. When he knows that, you know, he might not, you know, tell you in the moment, but after the fact, you know, it might, like you said, just kind of in an interview, and you're just like, oh, sweet. It's because a lot of times they don't tell you directly, which you're not getting the feedback like you.
That's fine. I mean,
And that is fine. That's what we do. Like that's kind of that's part of it. So it definitely helps build confidence
it
and
just makes you want to work harder.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's more common now, which I think is awesome because it is we've done nothing. We've been out for one tournament, like whatever, and you guys are in the big ones. But like the way you talk to your guy, I think sports psychology is arguably the most important aspect of being a caddy, knowing how to handle your guy, when to handle your guy, what to say, what not to say.
Right.
Do you agree with that?
100%.
Yeah.
Well, you've both obviously given a lot of good clubs every day, a lot of good reads. But is there one whoops that stands out? Come on, Limanti, you've had to have
Hold on,
one
let me
little
think.
whoops.
I mean, I'm sure I have. It's just
Little mystery.
I let those
I mean,
go
I've
quickly.
had a couple ones on, like, the only two that really come to mind are actually like shorter wedges on par fives where I whiffed on something. And I've never had like a see ya moment where it sailed over the green, but definitely like a lob wedge to like 40 feet and you're scratching your head and then you're like, oops, sorry, bud. And the two times I can remember, he made both putts.
Oh,
So
did he?
that was kind of like a thank you moment.
Nice.
Thanks for saving my butt.
I mean, the first one that comes to mind for me, I was actually caddying for Chris Stroud. This is how long ago this was.
Okay.
But at Memorial, second hole, we're down on the right side there. And, I mean, it was 110 with the heat index. I mean, we just made the turn. And I remember I think I added 8 instead of subtracting 8. And so I caught myself. So I
Can
called
happen.
him off the shot.
Can happen.
And so he's like, what's going on? And I said, man, I gave you the wrong number. It was 16 yards off. So then I get the number right, and he hits his shot up there. And he's like, dude, that was the coolest thing. I mean, that was unbelievable. Wait, I mean, that was awesome. I mean, you know, Chris was like just so like positive. I was like,
Mr.
I thought I was
Positive.
making the biggest mistake ever, but he did hit the shot. So I just remember like I always double check my numbers like
Same.
while they're kind of going just for that one instance.
Yeah, the adding when you're supposed to subtract or vice
Yeah.
versa.
It can
that's a-
happen.
Yeah, it
Good
can
catch,
happen.
by the
See,
way.
your
Yeah,
guy's
it was-
good. Matt Irwin did that to me at Torrey Pines one year. subtracted instead of added, and I like a wedge in like 95 yards. He said 95, and you know when you hit something 95, right? As a player, and it came up like 40 feet short, and I'm like, when we get up there, he's like, I messed up. And your guy makes the putt, I 3-putted.
105. It was 105.
It wasn't even close. He goes, I knew you were going to 3-putt.
That shit happens.
And of course, I'm playing with Charlie Hoffman, who heard the whole thing and just let Irwin have it.
Yeah.
Next hole, the part, it used to be 17 on the north. Now it's 8 maybe, I guess. And I hit it like 2 feet. I didn't say a word to Irwin, did my own yardage. Hit it like 2 feet. Charlie, nice club, Matt. Just being the seagull that he is.
That's him.
Speaking of nicknames, Caddie's got great nicknames. Give me your favorite Caddie nickname.
You know, recently I heard one. It was In the Way Ray. Like, I thought it was pretty good.
I like that.
Yeah. In the Way Ray, and apparently,
it's not one you want.
He's out on the golf course before the first group, like out there lasering stuff. So he's out there working hard, but it was just like In the Way Ray. I thought it was
good.
Pretty. And Last Call Lance was
that was pretty classic.
That was pretty
I
classic.
like the letter that goes with it, like Businessman Bill. You know what I mean?
That,
Like,
that was
it's a
always
B
my
and a B and
favorite,
an
was
L and an
Businessman
L.
Bill.
That guy.
Businessman Bill's an OG.
Yeah.
Put some
Yes.
respect on his name.
I always like Montoya because he had a couple. He had Overkill and like Deep Dish.
Deep Dish was good. I remember Deep Dish at the Greenbrier was caddying for Scott Gucheski. We're on 17, the par 5, and he tried to throw his apple core into the creek, and it went behind him.
He's an athlete.
I was like, that was the most unathletic thing I have ever seen in my life. Missed the creek, went behind him. It was beautiful.
awesome.
You guys want a juicy burger of a question? I got one right here I just thought of.
All right.
72nd hole. Major change. All right, perfect example. Take Xander at the PGA at Valhalla. Putt to win it, right? Whatever it was. He had it red inside left. All right, he calls you in. You're his guy. Your player calls you in and says, what do you got? I love inside left. You think it's half ball outside left. What do you do? But he loves that line in his brain, inside left, but you think it breaks more. Do you correct him, or do you say, I love it, boss, go get him? That's a juicy burger.
That's tough.
I mean, that is tough. I mean,
What do you do?
if he's an aggressive, you just maybe tell him, you just remind him that it's uphill. I mean, it was an uphill putt.
Yeah.
So knowing your guy, if he's a die putter, like if you think he's going to die that putt, I would definitely say, you know, even uphill, some guys kind of die putts in. So, I mean, I would definitely say something. I'd say, I see more.
On the 72nd. That takes,
Yeah, I mean,
he's
asking
conviction.
once
If he,
again.
if he
it's
misses
like,
that thing high, he's going to be like, this motherfucker.
yeah, he misses it, and then he beats Bryson in the playoff. Like,
There you go.
Yeah.
got to put your balls on the line.
Yeah.
Slaves.
You got to protect your balls.
got to.
That's a good point. Joel?
Affirm that confidence, man. If you read the situation, if he loves it, and I mean, if you're nitpicking in that situation, just instill that confidence. I think that's the best way to go.
Little
that.
not quite serious question. You and I are both bald and beautiful.
Absolutely.
I'll never forget Washington, D.C., your old boss. Us two Ben Crane went to a movie together.
Yep.
So let's just say this. I was going to ask this to Stanford Steve the other day, but I forgot. So you, me, and Ben Crane grow the hair out for a month.
Okay.
Who's got the best hairstyle, you think? Or maybe the most
Who's got
hair.
the most or the best?
I mean,
Because
we
I
could
can
do
see
something.
you in the back. You got
but here,
growth.
all I can tell you is this: when the pandemic hit, you know, kind of like everybody else, I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna touch it for a while. And I was about 3 or 4 weeks in, and I was at home, and I went for a walk with my family, and my wife's behind me, and we're walking back to the house, and she just kind of politely says, "You really are bald, aren't you?" And I
didn't know that?
I went straight in and shaved. I was like,
No
"No, this isn't
shit.
working for me."
That's
So,
tough.
Yeah, so I don't think it's me.
Well,
I'm
you
gonna say
handled
it's
it,
probably
though.
you, Colt.
I got the back,
What
too.
do you got?
So back,
Are you a
I'm gone
horseshoe?
up top, yeah.
Horseshoe
Yeah.
around.
The crown. I get a little just
yeah,
twigs.
that's old man.
You got the crown?
Yeah.
You'd look
Terry
weird with
Bradshaw.
hair at this point. I feel like you'd look weird with hair at this point.
I know,
Even
like,
if you got the plugs and came back flowing, like
Urlacher
it'd
wanted
be
me to
weird.
do that restore thing, and I was like, I don't know.
Why?
I think I
Yeah,
look
dude.
weird.
Bald's good, dude.
Kevin Streels,
save
shout
so
out
much money on
Streels, getting a
haircuts.
little
So easy.
plug.
It's so easy.
Streels got a little plug up too. Shout out Kev, you look great. What
Was that your
Did
chair?
you just feel that?
Anyway,
I got
that
too
your-
much
was it-
weight.
we're here at the Saxx place. We got beautiful Aaron Fleener, who is not scared of a microphone,
No, he's
No.
not.
and neither are you.
Yeah.
Come on, let's
depends.
talk. You and Fleener have a little singing competition.
I
Who
didn't
goes?
even know about this.
I used to sing professionally, yeah.
Well, so then you
For
win.
real, for
Back
real.
in the day. I'm retired, though.
What'd you sing? Like, what kind of? Give me a guy that sings like you sing.
I sang a lot of gospel stuff with my two older brothers. We used to tour around and sing.
God, you're on tour?
Yeah.
Wow, you were a
you have
gospel.
groupies?
You were
This
a
is-
gospel
this is-
singer.
this is
How did I
pre-caddying.
not? I just found this out today from Ellis. He's like, "Yo, ask him about being a singer." I was like, "What are you talking
Can you give us some Maybe a little something?
I'm retired, bud. I don't have it anymore.
I mean, MJ can't have out of
Give us
retirement.
a little Amazing Grace, dude. You know what I mean?
Baby,
Okay.
got some loving.
Okay.
Yeah,
you and Fleener should start
All
a
right,
little band.
stand by.
You heard us at T-Bones that night. We got after it a little bit.
Fleener,
Stand
he
by.
ain't scared. The second the song comes on, I mean, he's just all about it.
Oh, he loves it.
I mean, he just gravitates towards the karaoke bar.
he's a showman.
The
He
amount
is
of
a
money
chef.
I've spent for him to skip a line at a karaoke bar is just
It
ridiculous.
was worth it, though.
It is.
He
It gets
is a
place
showman.
going. I was like, these people suck. This guy can sing, and he's going to bring some energy. Let's go.
Can I
awesome.
ask something from a jealousy/interested standpoint?
It's a podcast. You don't have to ask if you can ask. You
Yeah,
just
but this
ask.
is like
your
a little
show,
bit
bud.
personal. I would say it's been said that you two have the best calves on the PGA Tour of everyone.
There's no denying right now.
Do not. This is the one area of my body where I'm lacking, boys. Is the calf. What can I do to be more like this? Is this just God given? Am I
yeah,
fucked?
A lot of genetics.
A lot.
Calves.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had them since I was 16 years old.
Same.
You jump high? Were you
I used to be
bouncy in
able
your
to.
day?
I could.
You were
I could
bouncy? A little
dunk.
Were you bouncy? You could
bit.
smash?
I could. Not anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Basically,
Yeah,
what they're saying
hops.
is, Sleaze, you're 39,
I'm
it ain't
fucked.
happening.
I'm like Iverson, dude. He could dunk, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
Never got hurt, by the way.
Give me
Also.
your if the caddies went out, 18-hole stroke play. Who's the best golfing caddy out here?
I'd take John Ellis any day.
Oh, but
Jelly
he loses his
best-
shit. He'll freak out.
Best player to never have any status on a Corn Ferry or PGA Tour, John Ellis.
John Ellis.
In my opinion. My humble opinion.
I played North Berwick with him 2 years ago at the Scottish, and it was blowing 30. And he hadn't touched the club for 4 months and literally didn't miss the center of the face once and broke par.
Elite ball striker.
Elite ball striker.
Worst brain in history. Terrible putter. But those go hand in hand.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
tee to green.
Amazing.
He was a tour caliber guy for sure.
100%.
I was with Wyndham at Wells Fargo when he won for the first time, and I mean Ellis was just a superstar caddy. He always is, but that week, like,
Yeah.
just trying to get that first win was just so positive. And I was like, John Ellis was Tyrrell Hatton as a player and Tony Robbins as a caddy. It's just unbelievable.
He's 180 degrees. He was the most angry. Like, I played a million rounds of golf with Dallas, and like 20% of the rounds, he ended with less clubs than he started with. And he'd shoot 68, but he'd like his 7 irons done and his 60's gone.
So you're going John Ellis?
I'm going Alex Goggart.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
good. I mean,
Yeah,
he qualified
Alex
for
is
3M
good.
last year.
Yeah.
He did, and he had a chance to qualify for the U.S. Open this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
So
It's a good call.
There's some good
Yeah,
ones.
There's some good
Some
ones. I
good
mean, you got Willie Wilcox, who obviously used to play
Willie
out here.
used
Yeah,
to play.
Willie's really good.
JJ Djokovic can play.
Really good.
Who else?
Denny's guy.
Your guy.
Denny's
Smith.
guy.
Derek Smith.
D. Smith.
Give him a
Joe
shout out.
Joe
Didn't they
Griner.
just crush some
I
caddy?
play a lot with Griner.
Griner's
he
good.
is, dude. He's a great
Oh,
golf
Griner's-
swing. Doesn't hit that far. Can
Griner's
putt.
clean.
I love Griner's game.
Griner's very proper, very clean golf. And didn't Derek and his partner just crush some caddy tournament recently?
is it like a 4-ball?
No, I think that at one of the
just
tournaments they had a
smashed
caddy
Him and
tournament.
JJ. He
Yeah,
and
him and
JJ
JJ.
They won by
yeah,
a million,
Hilton
didn't
Head.
they?
Like a 9-hole scramble.
They
thing.
won by
Oh, in Hilton.
like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some dudes who can
Yeah.
actually who can legit
Yeah.
play.
Yep.
Who
We
can legit play.
have come up with this idea. No one's
Yeah.
allowed to steal
Oh,
it.
yeah.
But, they do all these matches and stuff. They're kind of boring because the guys don't do personalities. We need player caddy match. We want 4 players, 4 caddies, teams.
On
to go out there,
HBO.
and that would be fun because
That'd be
caddies
great.
they'll throw some stuff
That'd
out
be
there.
good.
Show
That'd
some
be really
personality. I
good.
think it'd be
Yeah.
awesome. And get y'all under the lights a little bit, get a little pressure going. I think it'd be
A little heat
hilarious.
on.
It'd be way more
a little
entertaining.
roll reversal.
Yes.
You got to hit a shot, and Willie comes in, got to coach you up on
Caddy
it. Like, that'd be
up.
fucking sweet.
Man, I'm getting nervous thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you do it shirtless just to make you more comfortable.
Or New Orleans one year, they do player caddy.
That'd be fun.
Alternate shot, player
Oh,
caddy
boy.
on Sunday coming down the
I
stretch.
think that
Oh
would
my
be a home
gosh.
run. They'll never
Clean
do
up
it.
aisle 1.
As long as there's mulligans.
4 right on
Can you buy
18.
mulligans?
What, Joel? You played at Oregon.
I did.
Great player. What's both y'all's like handicaps right now?
I'm a 1.
Solid.
I mean, but I haven't played much.
looks
I haven't-
and talent.
I have a 2.5-year-old, and once she gets into golf, I'll be at the golf course more. But for the last 2.5 years, I haven't been there much. And I have a little boy on the way too. So
congrats.
Congrats,
yeah, thanks.
dude.
So
Yeah, it's
we'll
exciting.
be on the golf course soon, but and more consistently. But right now, it's when I'm home, I'm staying out of the heat because
Dad
I
time.
live in Florida, and family time.
Got that Taco Lou hat
That
on.
Yeah,
2.5.
yeah,
yeah.
Repping that
Love
Taco
it.
Lou.
There's
Shout out to
There's a
Taco
real
Lou.
one. There's
Don
a real
Nickel,
one too.
Jack's
Where are you
Beach.
at, Joel?
I'm a 0 right now, but it's very inflated because Will was out for a while last year, so I think I posted like 65 rounds, and that's more golf than I've played since I was
That's
probably in
nice.
college. So
Yeah.
they're
You had a
both-
little,
they're
you had a
both
little
sticks.
time off. Get a little time off, which is nice for the game.
Before we wrap it up,
I got a little game.
Yeah, let's do it.
I got some of these. All right, we've done it with caddies before. A couple of them maybe cause a little situation, so now we're just doing it. This is going to be like fluffing most people, but it's player or caddy, most likely to, and then the situation. You guys can both answer, okay? I'll give you, all right, here's an easy one to start out. Let's assume y'all are a player. Give me the caddy you'd most want protecting you against an unruly fan. Just to handle the situation. Maybe whoop some ass if need be.
I would say Hubbard's caddy, Matt.
Yeah, Picanza.
Yeah, Picanza. I mean,
I gotta agree with that. He's a brick.
I mean, I think he would throw down.
Pender's guy, Mitch, he's playing there.
He body check you.
Wouldn't mind him.
Yeah. Was that you too, Joel? You
What's
say
that?
Would you agree with that, or you got
I
a
agree
different
with
one?
that. No,
Yeah.
I
All right,
agree.
here's a little slight variation bonus question. Which caddy is most looking forward to having an unruly fan where they get to regular? Who wants to
I
smoke
have
the
an answer.
most?
Go for it.
Pepsi.
Yeah.
But going back to that last one, I'll tell you another one that I don't know, but I think he could handle it. Phil, South African Phil.
Oh yeah,
He's a big human.
for sure.
There's some big
He works
boys.
out a lot too. He's
Yeah.
a big
Yeah.
dude.
Tell you
Love
guys
you, Phil.
not to be fucked with. York. Bird Dog is a
Yeah.
thick little bastard.
Yeah,
Dude,
got
he's
He's a
athletic.
softy.
He's good.
He's soft.
He's so
If you hit him in the
soft.
head, there's nothing up there.
Well, he's dumber than rocks. You can just trick him. He's like a Zumba. He'll just run into the wall a bunch of times. He's like a Zumba. We call him Zumba.
Oh my
Love you,
Zumba
Bird Dog.
from now on. You just aim him at a wall and he'll just run into it a million times.
Hit,
Fucking
turn,
rock.
hit, turn.
That's so
That's
good.
it. He's not Bird Dog anymore.
Gosh.
He's Zumba.
I got one.
All right,
Okay.
go.
Your players are off the table, but you two are out to dinner.
Okay.
A tour player sees y'all. Most likely tour player to pick up the check for y'all.
I like that. Good question.
Adam Scott.
Yeah, not surprising. He can afford it, and he's really nice.
I'm gonna go Soth.
He's our next guest. He's coming up after y'all.
Coming up
Love
right
it.
now. He seems to
Big
be one of the most well-liked dudes.
He's awesome.
he's
by
incredible.
everyone. Fans, players, caddies, tournament officials, whatever.
At Hilton Head a few weeks ago, myself and my little sidekick Parker and one of the girls that works for CBS were out to dinner. HD was at the table next to us, bought our dinner.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's
Dude,
so
HG
nice.
is so generous. I always see him.
He
giving
can play
money.
some golf, too.
He can play some golf.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, what's your next one?
I got a next one here. I got an answer in my brain. Let's see if y'all go here. Caddy gives the worst. You guys like to gamble. A lot of picks being thrown around in caddy dining. Who gives the worst gambling advice?
Oh goodness.
Can I answer
I'm
one?
not. I don't gamble. I don't gamble.
We'll be the same.
Out of sports.
Bird Dog. I was gonna say Bird Dog too.
Bird Dog.
I was too.
Bird Dog. Ellis.
Zumba.
Ellis. Yeah, Zumba. Dude, please start. Tell
got
him
it.
his name's Zumba from now on.
Zumba.
That's
That's
a fucking great nickname. Ellis is close. He's terrible.
I tell you who thinks they're incredible. God, I drew a blank on his name. Scotty Vale. Scotty Vale thinks he can like break Vegas. He just every time he's like, "Oh, I had this last night. I had this last night." I'm like, "You are lying. You are not that good." He thinks he's a sharp.
Oh. goodness.
Respect. You got to just keep
You should,
firing.
you should go get some pictures.
You just
of
got to keep firing. All right, I got another one for you. Here's an easy one. Give me your. It's weekend twosomes. Favorite player caddy combo to be paired with. From a fun perspective, not like Tiger, like it's gonna be crazy. Just
Yeah.
who's your favorite?
Will Zalatoris and Joel Stock.
Ah,
Strong answer, bud.
wow.
I like that.
A couple of politicians.
I like that. Man, we just had one recently that was just really fun. Was actually Corey Connors and Danny Saul.
Danny.
They're-
Corey's
yeah,
awesome.
They're
Danny's
great. Just
Canadian
so
tour
nice, so chill.
legend.
It was awesome.
Canadian Tour legend,
Yeah.
Danny Saul. All right, that's a good one. I'll give you another one here.
All right, I got one for you.
You got one? Okay,
Okay,
go.
we got this wonderful team of 5 underwear Saxx models.
Okay.
You can recruit one guy to be the 6th. Who would it be?
Ooh. What do you think we're going with? What's the criteria? Likability or sex appeal?
I mean, maybe a little bit of both.
The hybrid.
I mean,
You got to
Big
mesh.
Wave Dave.
Oh, yeah.
Big Wave.
Love Big Wave Dave. He's great.
Get him in one of these
That
shoots.
would
He
be-
could be Little
yeah.
Wave Dave. You know what I mean?
Cold mornings in
He could
Florida.
be like kiddie pool.
I think-
fucking Dave.
Bird Dog.
Bird dog.
He would. You wouldn't be able to talk to him anymore, dude.
He'd be standing in front of all 5 of us.
He'd show up with a gallon of water and a notebook, like he goes to the gym. I know he's doing all, probably shooting himself in the ass with a needle. All right, I'm ready.
Oh my gosh.
All right, here we go. More likely to happen first. Gino gets a reality TV show, or Fleener signs a record deal.
Coin flip.
Yeah, that's a 50-50, but I mean, Gino's probably well on his way to a reality show.
I think he is too.
I think
actually.
if
I'd probably have
Fleener
to
wants
lean
it,
that
I think
way.
he could do it. I don't think Fleener really. I think everyone wants him to do it.
Morgan Wallen came knocking on the head. I need you to open for me.
Oh, he would do it.
He's
he's
on the
there.
first thing
yeah.
smoking.
In a
He'd be
second.
ready to
Sorry,
knock-
James Tyree. I'm out of here.
Hey, good luck. Good luck at the John Deere. I'm at Madison
Stop
Square
shitting on the
Garden.
John Deere. It's a
I
great
love-
tournament.
It's only the first tournament that comes to my brain. I love the John Deere.
I love it too.
Maybe too. Duck City.
Gino reality show, like just following him where he stays and doing all the
Yeah.
bullshit that he does. Like that would be a good little. That could be a YouTube show.
He's good.
Easy.
Oh yeah,
He's great.
He's
He stays in, like the
definitely
first
the caddy
48.
I've seen sign the most autographs.
100%.
yes.
Gino. I remember the U.S. Open at L.A. Joel's carrying his bag. I'm like, "Where's Gino?" He's like, "Back there signing autographs." I was like, "Jesus, unbelievable."
Putting smiles on little kids' faces.
Yep.
He's
Yeah.
and adults.
Well, guys, this has been awesome. You
Caddies,
look great.
this
You're
is the
sacked.
greatest shows
Thank you.
there are,
No, no,
dude. You guys
Caddy.
are the best. Thank
Yeah.
you guys so much.
course. Thanks for
All right.
having us,
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Zumba.
Now
We
that
gotta
you're
get that going.
now,
Zumba.
dude,
Zumba.
tell Bird
Zumba.
Dog he's now.
That's
Look
good.
at this. You aim him
Bird
in the
Dog is
corner.
retired.
It is.
All right, guys. Best of luck this week.
All right,
Thank you.
thanks.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
boys.
All right, that was another fantastic caddy episode on Subpar. Joel Stock, John Limanti, a lot of fun sitting down with them. Special thanks to Saxx for setting us up a great little spot there at the Travelers Championship in the fan zone. Had a lot of fun sitting down with them, Sleaze.
Love those guys. Love all the caddies. And Saxx has done a great job with all they do. Their product's awesome too. But I feel like the guys they got to represent that brand, like they pick all the right guys. They got a great crew.
Yep, they did. They got a cast of characters. I can't wait to sit down with the rest of the team in the future. But it's time to pick some other great guys. Our picks for this week's Rocket Mortgage Classic up in Detroit. I'll be there all 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Golf Channel, Saturday, Sunday, CBS. And this is Sunday night, so the odds aren't out yet. So we're just going to give you a winner. And I'm going to go with the guy who eventually he's going to pick off another one. Still, I think working his way back from injury. The long putter has been a game changer. He's a ball striking machine. That never leaves him. He opened with 64 last week, kind of faded the rest of the week. Give me Will Zalatoris.
Okay. I like that, especially since we just had Joel on the show. I'm going to go with the guy, Colt, running a little bit warm right now. Only guy last week to break 60, little 59, and then followed it up with a 65, by the way, which was the easiest thing to follow up with 59, from what I'm told. Never done it before, but keep waiting on him. Keep talking about it. Like, the talent level is there. The guy is a monster. And what better week than now for him to get it up? Only 3 guys in the top 30 in the world golf rankings out there this week. So it's ripe for these guys at the top.
Oh, he's coming. He's going to get one eventually. He's just
so
had too many
good.
close calls. It's got to come. And how about his 59? I had Scotty Scheffler that afternoon walking with him on Saturday, and I said, "Yeah, I know you've broken 60 a few times. How many?" He goes, "I don't know, 5 or 6." I'm like, "You don't even know how many times you broke 60? That's disgusting."
That's
and
like
that's really
Chaz's
annoying.
hole-in-ones, dude. It's like, how many guys? Like, 20, 28, 29. I'm like, that's absurd. Like, most people, like, it's the only thing they want to do before they die is get one hole-in-one. And he's 28. Oh, okay. Yeah, not knowing how many times you've broken 60 that's a weird one.
It is. But, man, it was a fun week up there at the Travelers. Shout out to them for putting on another great event. I'm off to the Rocket Mortgage Classic, and we'll talk to you next week on Subpar.